My name is Oshifesolu Adamilare. I'm a mechanic. Welcome to Exxon F1, also known as Formula One Column Africa. Wow, Lance Stroll is back. Great news for Aston Martin, though bad news for Felipe Drugovich, the Brazilian driver. He would have thought he would be driving this weekend, but Lance Stroll is back after his injury, and good news for someone, bad news for some other people. And welcome to Formula One Column for Africa. Today, my name is Oshifesolu Adamilare, as you all know. We'll be giving you the gist, the news, because the Formula One is back tomorrow. Dakar, Bahrain, we're back in Dakar, Bahrain tomorrow, so we'll be giving you the news all the way you want it. So to say, Susie Wolf, the wife of Mercedes AMG F1 team principal, is now the managing director of F1 Racing Academy. That's a good news for them because the husband is the team principal and CEO of Mercedes. Now the wife, the managing director of F1 Academy. You'll be managing and be ensuring that the female and the women's series is growing, and that is great news. Although I believe she didn't get the position because the husband, Toto Wolff, is Mercedes AMG team principal and CEO. She's done that on her own. She's a very hardworking woman, and she'll be reporting straight to Stefano Domenicali of F1, the F1 CEO and president. That's who she'll be reporting directly to, and that's a great news for female series in F1. Although they're having 7 rounds this year, the female series will be having 7 rounds this year with 21 races. That's a record-breaking 21 races for the female for W series this year. It's a great news for them. I'm really happy for the Formula One female racing. Yeah. So that being said, Susie Wolf is saying she'll be doing her best to inspire women around the world, which is what is needed in F1 now, to grow the female sport so that there will be inclusiveness in F1. And we are hoping and we are really hoping the Formula 3 or Formula 4 series would include female driver very soon, which they are working on. And that would be great, seeing men and women race along each other in a one-seater. That would be marvelous. The sponsors of today's program are Rollness Resort, plot 90714 Cavera Road, First Avenue, First Town, Lagos. They have just the best services in hoteling. They are in a very nice and clean environment, great and conducive rooms, great bar. And we also have Valley Rest student accommodation, 380 Bosman Street, Pretoria, South Africa. Teams Gadget is the best place for you to get your phones, laptops, games, every accessories for your phone. You can contact him. You'll find his number here. Now, Pirelli are racing against time. They are trying to improve the tires based on Lewis Hamilton's criticism, because he has really spoken out about the tires, and I think we talked about that in our last video, and we think that is great news for them if they can do something to balance it up. If tire blankets will be removed, which is a great news, it is for F1 to be able to maintain sustainability and reduce the carbon effect. But like Lewis said, if they are trying to reduce carbon effect and they are burning more fuel to warm up the tires, that there will be a problem. So we believe they will be doing something to the tires, either changing the structure of the suspension of the car so as to aid the tire warm up, or there will be buttons on the steering to eat up the tire to a certain degree as you're getting the tire changed and moving out of the tunnel or out of the pit. Um, Maybe there will be buttons they will press like magic button, like maybe like the one Lewis pressed when he bolted it up against Perez in the restart of 2021 Azerbaijan race. But hopefully there will be something they will work around, maybe a magic button, the brakes, or another eating system from the KERS or MGH or MGUK to quickly eat up the tire, or like I said, the suspension profile changes. Something should be done so as to give the tires heat, at least a little heat, not much heat, because we know in an everyday tire, if you are moving away from your house, the tires are not warming up, they are very cold. You need to heat them up to maintain a certain amount of heat variance, which on some new cars, it will show you with the technology on the dashboard when the tires are expanding. So that is why mostly it is recommended that tires should be filled with hydrogen. In Nigeria now, some mechanic workshops, some tire and alignment services workshop do have, but they are not using, and some have packed them up because they brought them in and people are not paying for it. So we believe that will also improve with the new electric cars. And that being that, Franz Tost of Alpha Tauri has he has he has come out to say he has had meetings with the owners of Red Bull and Red Bull drink and the Red Bull racing, F1 racing. So he's had meetings with them and they are giving Michael Andretti a no before he asks, because they have agreed and they are not going to sell the Scuderia Alpha Tauri again. They are not selling to Rosso. That's the bad news for Michael Andretti. So he would have to bolting it up now to look at combining forces or joining forces still with GM Motors Cadillac, so as to raise some finances to join F1 in 2026, if it is still possible for him, because some believe we need 11, 12, 13 teams to make it more competitive, but the 10 teams in F1 are looking at what is being shared is not enough, because the last team on the grid takes the lowest chunk, and if one or two teams are coming in, what chunk is left for? Those are the top teams with over 3,000 workers. That would be crazy. And I forgot to tell you, our team are trying to save $250,000 by minimizing their cubicle, their F1 cubicle all through the year. That is a great thing to do, because naturally most of the team principals don't stay in the cubicle. They don't stay in it. They're always in the garage during the races and during the testings, looking at a lot of data. So I don't know why most of those teams need big cubicles with people. And us is a small team. The American team is a very small team. So they believe they can save more to aid their development during the year. $250,000 is much in Formula One. It's very much. Though it looks little, it may only produce some few bits, but those few bits will do a long way for us team. To do a long way for us team. Yeah, I won't go today without telling you what happened in the last F1 transfer window. Last year, there were lots of movement in the F1 paddock, and that was started based on Sebastian Vettel's announcement that he will be retiring immediately after the first half of the season, and that blew up a lot of teams, and a lot of driver seats were open because a lot of drivers started moving. They started making negotiations. So let's see from what we have who will have a good year, possibly, and who it will favor. We are open to comment on what you feel and who you feel it will favor, but it's just our own idea. Now, nearly immediately Sebastian Vettel suggested his retirement, Alonso moved from Alpine straight to Aston Martin to get Sebastian Vettel's seat. And in Toro Rosso, Pierre Gasly has been an object of speculation earlier in the season. Maybe he'll be moving back to Red Bull based on his performance and how he has improved and everything. This, that, and suddenly, Alpine team, the French team, just took their own opportunity to make an all French. There's a French team. Alpine is a French luxury brand. Now they are having Esteban Ocon, a French driver. Now taking Pierre Gasly, a French driver, and also that shook up the McLaren to look at what they will do with Daniel Ricciardo, which they had to ask him. So Daniel Ricciardo was asked. And we were thinking he would move to Mercedes AMG F1. Unfortunately, he had to go back to his Red Bull, where he had to move away before. Wow. Now, Alonso moving from a team that had that were up the tables last season, that's our pain, into a team that was, I think, 8th on the table last season. That would be a big shakedown. The problem is, will Aston Martin be able to give Alonso a very good racing car to compete with the top teams, or a very good racing car to compete with the midfield teams? We are yet to know, but the Aston Martin really gave a good account of itself in the Bahrain testing, and we are hoping that will be, if they can give him a good car, it would be a winner. It would be a winner, not, I'm not saying winning F1 races or winning the championship, but a winner for him, because he has not really lost much, but he might be having issues with Lance Stroll, because the same reason why he left Alpine was because Esteban Ocon was not giving him a good ride at all. Esteban Ocon was giving a drive of his life, not giving Alonso any chance, not obeying team orders. And where he's moving to, Lance Stroll might be giving him the same, because that is one of the reasons why Sebastian Vettel had to retire. So, good luck to Fernando Alonso. Good luck to him. Now, Pierre Gasly, moving away from AlphaTauri, that didn't really do much well last season. We are hoping Alpine will do well. Also, Alpine, we reported they are bringing upgrades to Sakar this weekend, which starts from tomorrow. So we are hoping he's going to have a good season with them. Though he will be having a very tough drive with Esteban Ocon, who has been in the team for like 3 years and well grounded in the team. So it will be a very tough and light awakening season for him. But we hope he does well. Daniel Ricciardo moving back to Red Bull. Wow, I've been thinking about that since last year, when it was decided end of the season that Daniel Ricciardo will be moving back to Red Bull. And I was trying to recall Azerbaijan 2019. Azerbaijan 2019. Wow. Max Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo. 2019 races. That guy had a very tough 2019 with Red Bull, especially with Max Verstappen, his teammate then. And things went sideways for him. He never had a very good season with them that year, and he was unhappy, especially with the outcome of our Azerbaijan race and the aftermath of Azerbaijan, when he had about 4 or 5 more DNFs in the season that didn't favor him. Wow. Now moving back to that same team that he left, though he was competitive while he was driving for Red Bull, very, very competitive. Since he left, Red Bull is just having a competitive driver in Sergio Perez that's tried to inspire the team, but they are still looking at Sergio Perez. I think Red Bull losing Pierre Gasly triggered them bringing back one of their own. So let us see what happens to Daniel Ricciardo. Will they be able to ask Sergio Perez that Red Bull has given us an info that they've designed the car to be drivable for to suit the driving style of Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. So will it be able to will Sergio Perez be able to live up to expectations in the car, and will it work out with him, or will they be asking him and bringing in Daniel Ricciardo? We are yet to know. But let's see. Out of the three of them, who the season will favor more, and who will benefit from the season most. Thank you. We ask again, like we've always said, please subscribe, like our page, follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Also, ask questions. You can comment on anything we say, what you like, what you don't like, and we can improve. And we're also open to sponsorship. We love you. Thank you. And watch out for our news tomorrow, because the F1 starts tomorrow. The testing, the first practice starts 11 a.m. Nigerian time. Thank you. Like I said in my last video, we really want to build a community of not just engineers, drivers. We want to build a very good racing community in Formula One, not just for 1 year, 2, 3 years, for longer years, like 20, 30, 40 years, and then looking on to people that would carry on the betting. I was asked about how expensive Formula One is. I can really tell you, Formula One is not a child's play. It's a very, very expensive sport. It's a time management sport, and most times only the rich can. Most times, I didn't say at all times, can participate. And I can give you an example. Lance Stroll, the son of the billionaire Lawrence Stroll that owns Aston Martin. Yuki Tsunoda is a Japanese. His father is very, very rich. Zhou Guanyu, those guys come from a rich background. Nikita Mazepin, the son of the owner of Uralkali fertilizers and agro products and petrochemical products. But we still have some people that came from humble background, like Esteban Ocon, Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, and little of them that comes from very humble background. And as you all know, for some of you that might be used to Lewis Hamilton's story, it was not just because he was black, but it was a very tough. It was very tough growing up for him in the Formula One, or should I call it the karting category. His father was his mechanic. They had to work hard. His father was working 2 jobs and still his mechanic and still his coach and everything to him. And to put even a cat on the track for racing is very, very expensive. But we are not, like I said in the last video, we are not looking at doing it in a day or in a year. We are looking at building a community in which we can get donations, work together, get people that would race, televise it, from there get youths, build something great, and create a greater future, not just for Nigeria, not just for Africa, but for our own individuals. Because there are lots of opportunity in Formula One. It's not compulsory you become a race driver. You can be a mechanic. You can be a data analyst. You can be a marketer in the Formula One setting, and it depends on where you want to be. Like I said, it's not for our own generation, but it's for the but for generation coming behind us to do great things in the sport, to be part of the sport, and to also bring the sport as an opportunity to create an enabling environment, job opportunities, and also bring your race or any other West African state, and having a Formula One driver. We might have a Formula One mechanic. We might have the first African Formula One mechanic going to 2-3. We might have African data analyst doing some other jobs, CFD, race engineer. But the aim is getting a Formula One driver, because as of now, until there's expansion in the grid, which might come in 2026, there are still 20 people, 20 individuals driving 20 cars on the grid. And we know how difficult it is to get the job. But when we start from somewhere, we get people in the next few years getting this done, we will get there. And I would like to hear from you, to work with you. Thank you very much. God bless you.